All right, good morning, traders. Today is February 14th, 2024. Good morning and happy Valentine's Day. My SPY pivot this morning, 498.48. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. All of the Fab Five had bearish engulfing gaps. Okay, and Diamond Dow and IWM closed under the 17 EMA trend indicator, while QQQ and SPY closed between the trap and the 17. FNGU managed to close inside the bullish trap, still hanging on to that bullish trend. Actually, they're all still in uptrends, but FNGU came out the healthiest. All right, gold started a downtrend, closing below the January 17th pivot low and closed underneath the trap, underneath the trend indicator. Silver remains bearish and closed under the trap and the 17 EMA. USO closed a fourth day over the bullish trap and over the 17 EMA, hanging on to the uptrend. UNG, the other side of the coin, made new lows, found a new all-time low. And of course, it closed below the 17 and below the trap. The U.S. dollar index closed above the rubber band candle, crushing any hope for a weaker dollar. So there we go. So it's going to be a long time before we get a weaker dollar. All right, let's go look at some charts. All right, let's take this out of the way. And all right, so where's my SPY pivot? Right, 498.48. See this consolidation right here? That would be major resistance for me. All right, so above that, I'm a bull. Below that, I'm a bear. All right, here's the last FOMC anchored VWAP, and we came down to it, bounced off of it, rose back up, hit the other 2-day anchored VWAP, bounced back down through it, hit the uptrend line. Kind of cool how it hits all these items at the same time, or just test them. Came back up, came down to the uptrend line, and it took a rocket ship out of there. So right now we're trading at about 496.53. So we're closing just under minor resistance right here. So no, we're trading right at minor resistance. We came in here, and we came all the way back to the 2-day uptrend right there. So I have look at this. This is the CPI anchored VWAP right there. So just before the CPI came out and we gapped down, that right there is the CPI anchored VWAP. So we may make it up to that and then bounce away from it. Probably come back down and waffle around here for a little while in between 494.85 and this area here, 497.61, and then probably make our way back down to test the uptrend line one more time. So we'll see what happens. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's take a look at the daily chart. All right, so we got a bearish engulfing gap. All right, so it's just like we were up day before, making all new all-time highs, and now we gapped all the way down to the other side of the uptrend channel right there. So we gapped in and traded down to it. So there we are. So this one candle just wiped out 4 days of bullish price action right there. But let me say they're recovering quite well, as they are back up here already. So that's looking good for SPY. So there we are with SPY. Bearish engulfing gap. You can see we closed. We got a lower low, lower high, and we closed below the trap, but above the trend indicator. Still in the channel, still in an uptrend. QQQ. QQQ doing about the same thing. You can see the trend line that would exist if it were there. Okay. wiping out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days bullish price action right into some minor support here. See the minor support, that shelf of consolidation right there. So right into some minor support and closing below, well, actually between trap and trend indicator right there. So there's QQQ. All right, so still in an uptrend. Everything's still in an uptrend. FNGU. Still in an uptrend. See that? Coming down to, didn't quite get the minor support right here. So we'll see what happens, if they've got further to go or not. But FNGU came out the healthiest of all of them. Of course, you can see it gap down. And it wound up recovering all the way back. And it's actually closed the day inside the trap. So, still bullish. Everything's still looking good for FNGU. Diamond Dow. Right, Diamond Dow. Now, they got a different story on Diamond Dow and IWMs. This is Russell 2000 and IWM. So here we are coming down. All right, closing out the trap right here, closing below 17 EMA and below the trap. Bearish engulfing, wiping out many days of bullish price action right there. But coming right into some minor support right there. And it looks like we got ourselves a little bounce this morning. So there's Diamond Dow spiking the 17 EMA. IWM, same thing. Spiking the 17 EMA, all right, wiping out 1, 2, couple days of bullish price action. So, like I said, that's the rubber band candle. See how it works? All right, when the energy from the rubber band candle calls price back, this is typically what happens. It pulls it right back to the downtrend line. Here's the spike candle. There's the rubber band candle. You stretch it, stretch it, stretch it, and then it slings price back down the other way. So that's what I'm saying. There's the spike candle, the rubber band candle. Now we're going to see a break of the rubber band candle when I go visit the US dollar index. And they broke the rubber band candle there. All right, let's take a look at some technicals. All right, T21.22. All right, came from overbought down to oversold in an instant, in the snap of your fingers, you know, right there, like the Grinch just snapped his fingers and everything was down at oversold. So there's T21.23. So now looking to make higher highs and higher lows coming out of here, just like we did coming out of here before. So we're going to start the process all over again. It'll take a while. Or we could just zip right back up there. We'll see what happens. Today's kind of a good start. Gapping up already. T21.23 yesterday. Here's the price action on the 15-minute chart. Started out red, ended red. Everything was red. The whole day was red. Nothing bullish about that day at all. One thing, they managed to hold the flat 200 right there. So nice pullback to, actually this would be minor support. See that? See how things come to minor support and then bounce like that. Need that to bounce, make a higher high. All right, so that's next for T21.23. Little pullback to minor support, now bounce and make a new high. T21.23 3-bar, still green. See that? 3-bar chart, T21.23. All right, got up there, pulled back, hit trend indicator, then we had a bounce right there. So still a little bit of space here between trend indicator and price action. Looking for some follow through this morning. They may need to double test it. We'll see. But that was a big red igniting candle down. So we'll see how it plays out this week. All right. So FNGU indicator, same thing as T21.23. Started out red, ended red. There was nothing bullish the whole day. We did get a lot of bouncing. All right. But all in all, we closed well under the yesterday's price action, the previous day's price action right there. So there's FNGU. All right, so now let's go back over here. All right, let's move this up. That's not what I had up there. That's funny. Okay. IWM right there. All right, let's take a look at US dollar index. Okay, so here we had, all right, start from the beginning, July low, October high, November failure to make a new high. Then we come back down to the 50, the 100. Notice how we're bouncing each time. The 50, the 100, little bounce there. See that? Little pause. Now the 200, get a little bit below. All right, come back up on top. Test the downtrend line. Fail to break through. Come back down again. Consolidate and come all the way down to here. Test major support right there. See that? That's major support. All the tails sticking down. Come back up. Test the downtrend line. Bull flag up to the flat 200. Consolidate for 2.5 weeks. Break out. Consolidate for a week and a half. Break out. So this was the rubber band candle right here. See this green candle right there? Right there. That's the rubber band candle because the point of interest was the flat 200. And we got up into that rubber band candle, consolidated for 3 to 5 days. And you can see the longer you stay in here, the more likely the bounce out is going to be to the upside. So we had a bounce out to the upside. So strong dollar, not good for the markets. It doesn't seem to want to retrace. So looks like we're going higher with the dollar. So dollar, strong markets, strong dollar makes our goods and services more expensive when foreign countries convert their currency over to ours. So we do not want a strong dollar. We want a weak dollar. Okay, so this is not good for the markets coming up here into the prior highs. All right, so there we are with US dollar index. Earnings for today. Today's Wednesday. Cisco's going to report tonight, $203 billion. Sony's going to report this morning, $118 billion. Those are the only two notables there. Thursday. All right, we've got Applied Materials. They're going to report tomorrow night, $149 billion. John Deere, all right, $106 billion. They're going to report tomorrow morning, Friday. Nothing notable. Monday, nothing really notable. All right, there might be something in there you're interested in, but nothing that I'm interested in right now. Okay, so the big ones are Cisco, Sony, and then tomorrow, Applied Materials and John Deere. That's about it. Okay, those are for earnings calendar, economic calendar. Well, the main event was yesterday at 8:30. That was the CPI inflationary data came out. All right, got a couple of Fed speakers scheduled for today. Goolsby's going to speak at 9:30. Got some crude oil petroleum status report. And then Michael Barr is going to speak at 4. All right, Thursday, a whole lot of data, but the main event was yesterday at 8:30. All right, so we got jobs claims, retail sales, Philly Fed, Empire State Manufacturing Index, import-export prices, industrial production, business inventories, housing market index, and a natural gas report. And then Waller's going to speak at 1:15, and Bostic's going to speak at 7 p.m. That's mainly it right there, okay? A whole lot of stuff coming out, but it's not gonna rate compared to the CPI. All right, Friday we got housing starts and permits coming out at 8:30. PPI final demand 8:30. Michael Barr's going to speak again. I mean, didn't he just speak the day before? Yeah, he spoke on Wednesday. And then Mary Daly's going to speak at 12:10. Consumer sentiment comes out at 10 a.m. All right, this is options expiration Friday, of course. All right, so nothing really earth-shattering here. We've already got the CPI. It came in a little bit more hot than everybody expected, but let me just say that Powell did say that he expects inflation to pop a little bit, but he doesn't plan on raising any rates. What that means is they probably won't be cutting at the beginning of summer. It sounds to me like it's going to be pushed off maybe till later summer because CPI is still hot. So it just pushes it back a month, and that's why the markets got crushed this morning. Now, the big thing is the dollar, all right? This continues to rise. I don't see how the market can continue to rise. So we'll see what happens. But right now we got a lot of stuff in an uptrend. Max Pain for today. Let's take a look at Max Pain. We were on the 14th, and Max Pain for the 14th is 497. We're pretty close to it. I think we're at 496.50 right now. So this is kind of irrelevant right now, being since we're at 496.50 in the pre-market. So I wouldn't expect a whole lot of momentum coming out from Max Pain. All right, so we can take that off the list. This one doesn't seem to want to report anymore. They've been kind of being difficult. And that's it for the morning update. Oh, I wanted to take a look at some other things. IYT, transports. Transports still in an uptrend there, okay? SMH, still in an uptrend, all right? So all is not broken yet, but CPI coming out hot and a dollar rising, those are not good. But the market's still rallying anyways. Had a nice pullback yesterday. Let's just see how much rubber in the rubber ball there is. See what kind of bounces we get. So we may just get consolidation. I hope we get consolidation. That would be nice. So there's SMH, still in an uptrend. IYT, still in an uptrend. All right. XLK, because they usually lead us everywhere. All right. Technology, still in an uptrend. And the last one, XLF, still in an uptrend. All right. So all is not broken yet. All right. So there's still hope in there. All right, traders, I'm going to take questions in the room. What makes a candle a number band, or it's the rubber band candle, because there tends to be they like to push it. If you look at, let me go back to my chart. There'll be times you'll see they'll push it right here. See how the rubber right here, you got a spike. See how the rubber band is kind of holding it back from going any further? And then they just lean on it and lean on it and lean on it. Then they break it, okay? So that's what makes it. It's the first candle you got. Well, it's not the first candle. You got a spike candle. And then the candle that rises up over the spike candle. That's the rubber band candle for me. That's all that makes it the rubber band candle. As you can see, like yesterday in, what was it? Was it USO? Was it silver? It's one of those. No, it wasn't that one. It wasn't UNG. All right, see the downtrend line right here? All right, and you get a spike, and then there's the rubber band candle. And the rubber band, the energy in the rubber band slings price back to the point of interest. All right, it's the whole thing that they were spiking right there, which is the downtrend line. All right, see right here? See, there's the spike, there's the rubber band candle, and the energy from the rubber band slings price back down. See how it slings it down below the point of interest, which is the downtrend line. So it did it once up here, and then it did it once here. See that? You ever see price spike something of interest, and then it comes back up the other direction? Yeah. Well, that's the energy from this. It doesn't mean, I mean, these aren't like, lines in the sand. They're not hard walls. They're soft. You can push into them like a mattress, all right? Or if you spread a rubber band between your forefinger and thumb and take your other hand and push on that rubber band between your two fingers, that's what it's like. There's some give and take, all right? But you push it too far, and then you snap on any of that energy that's left. Okay, so that's why I call it the rubber band candle. It's something that I came up with. Yeah. All right, traders, if there's no more questions, I'm going to render the video. All right, market is gapping up this morning. All right, so we got another gap going on. Maybe we fill that gap today. We'll see what happens.